which I was unaware that it had been corrected. We will now move to Members' Order of the Day number 4.
Crown Minerals Protection of Public Conservation Land listed in the 4th Schedule Amendment Bill, first reading.
Mr Speaker.
Eugenie Sage.
Mr Speaker, I move that the Crown Minerals Protection of Public Conservation Land listed in the 4th Schedule Amendment Bill be now read a first time. I nominate that the bill be referred to the Local Government and Environment Select Committee. Mr Speaker, I'm pleased to speak on behalf of Green co-leader Matiria Ture on her private member's bill, the Crown Minerals Protection of Public Conservation Land listed in the 4th Schedule Amendment Bill. First, I want to thank all those thousands of New Zealanders who worked in 2009 and 2010 alongside the Green Party, the Too Precious to Mine Coalition, iwi, hapu and conservation groups to protect our most treasured places from John Key's dig it, mine it and destroy it plans. Because of the collective effort of New Zealanders everywhere, we stopped the National Party from allowing mining corporates to plunder nature's cathedrals, our national parks, marine reserves and wilderness areas. Like so many New Zealanders, the Greens love this country. We will do everything we can to protect our wild landscapes and seabed from the permanent destruction this government wants in order to generate a few more pieces of silver. And before I get into the details of this bill, I want to acknowledge that while we won that fight on Schedule 4 in 2010, the mining issue continues to divide communities across this country. Some mining in some areas, such as small West Coast alluvial gold mines, is not problematic. But where mining plans are destructive of our climate, such as Solid Energy's plans to mine low-grade lignite in Southland and convert it to diesel, or Bathurst Resources' plans to dig up the insect kingdom of the Denniston Plateau, then we will oppose those plans. And we have a strong track record of winning those fights. So the Green Party stands in support of all of those iwi, hapu and whānau and community organisations who are fighting the plans of this government and foreign corporates to mine and drill our seas, particularly in Northland and off the east coast. Deep-sea oil drilling poses a significant risk to our oceans, and as the Rena catastrophe demonstrates, when we've got containers still falling off the ship, oil still spilling from it, we do not have the resources to manage a disaster of this scale, much less one of the scale that happened to the Deepwater Horizon. So all of those who are fighting the oil drilling and deep-sea drilling mining plans which put our marine environment at risk have the Green Party's full support. So it was the Green Party who brought John Key's mining plans to the public attention. In August 2009, we challenged the claim that it was just a stocktake of the country's mineral resources. In October 2009, we revealed that that stocktake included Mount Aspiring National Park, among others. And in 2010, we dismantled the National Party's fallacious economic argument. We showed that the minuscule mining royalties are not worth the damage to our economy, they are not worth more than our pride or worth more than our sense of place and identity. So by February 2010, we and the public had forced the government to change its agenda. We had forced National to scale back their mining madness. And yet that pressure continued to mount. We had tens of thousands of New Zealanders marching down Auckland's Queen Street, making their submissions to government, and we know that 40,000 New Zealanders signed the Green Party petition against mining our treasured places. These are our national parks, they are not Nationals' parks. These treasured places are too precious to mine. And so while we celebrated that victory in 2010, we know that more needs to be done, and hence this bill. It is only a wee bill, but it is a powerful tool for the protection of our most treasured places on land and at sea. And that's why I expect that National will oppose it. Because John Key tried to quietly take away the protection that the Schedule 4 gives to our national parks, to our wilderness areas and our marine reserves. This bill would stop him. John Key tried to hide what his government was doing by only talking to industry and not the people. This bill would stop that. Because this bill would require a government to put into place legislation before this House before it could remove any land from Schedule 4 of the Crown Minerals Act and the protection that that schedule provides. It could no longer do that through an order in Council on the recommendation of the Ministers of Energy and Conservation. It couldn't do it secretly. It would have to do it in the full force of the public gaze, even if that was done under urgency, as is sometimes the case with controversial legislation. And I expect that national members will oppose this bill because they would prefer not to see 40,000 people on the streets of Auckland saying, no, leave our treasured places alone, you can't dig them up. Because that march was the biggest in a decade. We had iwi, the Too Precious to Mine Coalition, Coromandel Watchdog, Eco, Forest and Bird, Greenpeace, thousands of people marching down Queen Street to protect our special places. So this small bill is the next logical step in carrying those people's wishes into law. National has an agenda of dig it up, drill it, cut it up, sell it. I would be pleasantly surprised if National members support this bill, and I would certainly welcome that. But, Mr Speaker, we hope that members of this House will show their support for this bill to protect our most special treasured places.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Nikki Wagner.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.